What's up, y'all? It's your girl, Meesh West Coast, and we are back with another episode. Yeah, episode 2 of season 4. We're getting into it, y'all. Y'all was here for last week's episode where we were talking about things we are no longer available for. We were talking about saying no, and we were talking about the fact that we do not wanna. Okay, Cousin Pop? And tonight's episode, we are going to be talking about the fact that can you afford this? Not necessarily in the sense of money, but is your energy there for this? Like, are you able to be there for an individual in crisis while you're in crisis? We need to know if you can afford this connection. So before we get too far into it, we're gonna make our drink. Make sure you check out our highlights on Instagram, cousins, and check out our new suggestion box. If you have suggestions on drinks that you want to see on the episode, or you have topics that you want to see us address on this episode, drop it in the comments, drop it in the suggestion box in my highlights on SpillitwithMeesh's Instagram, okay? We're going to get into our drink of the episode. Y'all, I'm still on my mocktail kick, but stay with me, okay? Cousin, we don't always have to be drinking and drunk. We don't have to do that. We can still make cute drinks and still be vibing. So our drink of the episode is going to be a mixed berry lemonade sparkler, okay? So I have just a simple lemonade today. I'm using Milo's today. So I have some Milo's lemonade. I'm not gonna do too much because I didn't pick that big of a glass. I have a little bit of peach nectar. I really like that peach nectar from the last episode. So I added a little bit of that to this drink today. I'm going to use all of that. And then we have our berries. Y'all know I love a berry. Period. She's already so cute. And then we're going to top her off. You can either do sparkling soda. I did Sprite. So I'm going to top her off to make her sparkle. Okay, cousins. And here we have our mixed berry lemonade sparkler, okay? Cheers. Make sure you tag me in your drink of the episode. I'd love to see how you guys created it. So, cousin, I'm really onto something with the mocktails. Y'all can add liquor if y'all want, but I'm onto something with the mocktails, okay? That's it. Y'all, that drink is so fire. I hope you guys enjoy it. Please make sure you tag me in the drink of the episode at SpillitwithMeesh, okay? So now what's next is going to be our word of the day, y'all. Our word of the day is worth, okay? So know your worth. Add tax to your worth. Like, you know what I'm saying? Worth, money, the equivalent. You know what I'm saying? If it don't make money, it don't make sense. Okay, so the word of the day being worth, and the reason I chose the word worth is because a lot of the times, a lot of us don't understand our worth. A lot of us will put ourselves into situations that we honestly had no business being into, but because we didn't know our worth, now we find ourselves in entanglements. Jada, you not slick. Entanglements with people that just, they weren't really worth the connection anyway. So again, can you afford this connection? Cousin, know your worth. Can you afford this connection, right? So sometimes that looks like understanding your worth is too much for this connection. Sometimes that's you might be too much for the situation, and that's okay. We're not going to change who we are, but we're going to reassess how we are connecting with individuals who cannot handle what we have to offer. Now, stay with me, cousin. So in this sense, I feel like when people read the title, or even when I started planning the title, I started thinking like, people are going to take this as I'm talking about it in the sense of dating. I can be, but I also can be talking about it in the sense of understanding maybe your worth at your job, or understanding that your connections in your personal life no longer really suit you, and that they're starting to become too expensive, actually. And not just, again, on the sense of money. Too expensive, like too much of an investment, too much of you has to go into this, not enough of the other person. You're not getting the reciprocal. Like, that's very important when you come into making connections, every connection should be purposeful and intentional. You don't need to be connecting with individuals you don't see a future with, you don't see a business partnership with, you don't see any type of growth with. You don't need to be making pointless connections, because all pointless connections are going to do is have you underestimating how much you're actually worth. You are worth good night's rest. You are worth not being talked at. You are worth somebody being the reciprocal of the energy that you give out. Especially if you're giving out all your awesome sauce. You deserve awesome sauce back, okay? Don't forget that, cousins. Like, I struggled with understanding my worth so much, and it did come down to dating. That was the hardest part for me. When I was dating, I did not understand that the connections were beyond me sometimes. I have a healing heart. I have a healing spirit. So with a healing heart and a healing spirit gravitates people of trauma. Now, I can't decide, I don't want to help these people. God gave me a purpose, right? I don't have this heart for no reason. I don't have this soul for no reason. But if this person is draining me, I can't keep giving my giving heart and my loving heart to a person that's draining me. What are they going to leave me with? I can't pour from a half empty cup. I have to be full. I cannot be half empty and give you the rest. Cousins, you cannot be half empty and give somebody the rest. That connection has to be intentional. That connection has to be purposeful. Cousin, understand your worth. Your worth, and then add tax, okay? Add tax. That's going to allow you to know how you're going to let people treat you. This has to do with boundaries again, guys. If you guys did not catch season 2's boundaries conversation, you need to go back and watch that so you understand why I'm talking to y'all the way I'm talking to y'all now. This season is about cutting the shit, okay? I cannot keep sugarcoating things with you guys. I cannot keep giving you guys the resources and you still allow people to do the things that they do to you. Because at this point, you like it. You like it. And when you don't like it, you'll change. You will make your changes. But making sure you understand that connections, first and foremost, are worthy. Connections, worthy, worth. You see where I'm going with all of this? They all intertwine. If you do not see a purpose in a connection, don't stay there. It's nothing to say hi and bye and move on. It's nothing to meet an individual and decide, you're not really my cup of tea. We don't have to hate each other. We don't have to be ill-willed to each other, but you are just not my cup of tea and I don't see no purpose here. Same for dating. Ladies, gentlemen, especially in this dating pool, y'all, I be hearing some wild stories, okay? Gratefully, I haven't had to encounter this level of dating, but I do hear your guys' stories, and I'm really baffled by a lot of it because a lot of the times you guys just aren't understanding your worth. You guys are intertwined with connections and intertwined with people that don't even understand the true value of you, and that's where we go with worth. Value, grace. It's all about how you view yourself. I feel like I'm that girl. I feel like I'm that girl times 10. I came from a woman that is that girl, okay? So I was always instilled a lot of worth. I was always instilled a lot of clarity about who I was supposed to be as a woman. Now you guys need to be able to do that for yourselves. I'm here telling you guys, add tax to your worth and do not intertwine with anything that does not suit that. You are not wrong for feeling like, oh, this individual doesn't give me this. I'm probably going to end up single forever if I don't do this. Or I probably won't get this job if I don't settle for this. Why would you settle? You have to ask yourself at the end of it all, would I be okay with this for the rest of my life? If it's a no, nip it in the butt right now. Cut the shit, cousin, like cut it. There is no need to continuously pour into something that no longer is suiting you. So make sure you understand that not just is those connections in dating, they are in the workforce. They are in your friendship circles. They are in your family circles. You need to understand when the connection is purposeful and when it is not. So Ask yourself, is this connection something I can afford, or is me connecting with this individual something they can afford? Because a lot of the times they're not worthy. They can't afford you, cousin. They cannot afford you. They cannot afford what you bring to the table, and that's okay. We're not going to dumb ourselves down because they can't afford us, though. We don't want to end up without a circle. We want to have friends, cousin. We're not pick-me's. We are not pick-me's. Okay? We're one-man band. Your cousin got you. We gonna create our own family of intentional individuals right here. We can't expect our families to follow suit at the moment. But you do have a community here. I'm here. I'm telling you, these are the things that these are the things I'm struggling with every single day. These are the connections. These are the things I have to talk to myself and ask myself, like, that probably isn't going to be intentional for me going forward. I'm always quick, like even with dating, like right now with dating, if I don't see the next 3 to 5 years with you, I'm going to go ahead and wrap this conversation up because I'm very intentional. I am over 30, cousin. I'm not getting no younger, so I need to know, like, what is it that you like? What is it that you don't like? Do you want kids? Do you want to be married? I need to know that. And if that's not something you have going on, I'm not going to really associate myself here too much longer. I'm looking for intention. I'm dating for intention. I'm connecting with people for intention. If it's not about no business, I probably don't want to do it. If it has anything to do with the community or anything like that, cousin, that's going to be for me. That's purposeful. That's soulful. That heals your heart. If it comes down to a night of throwing bottles and throwing ass in the club, cousin, I don't know what I'm really getting out of that. You know what I'm saying? But I'm probably going to wake up a little broker in the morning. Like, no, we are intentionally connecting. We are too old, and the world is not moving at a pace that is going to allow us to keep not understanding our worth. They're playing in our face every single day. They are tap dancing on every emotion we got, every resource we got, cousin, and we need to be locking in right now. We need to be locking in. You need to understand where your tribe is. Don't let nobody play in your face. Season 2, stay with me, okay? Season 2, I dropped an episode about not letting nobody play in your face, and this is about just that. Cousin, they can't afford you. Point blank, period. They can't afford you, and you might not be able to afford them. You got to start talking to yourself. You have to start really staying in tune with yourself and being mindful. You might need to meditate. You might need to step out of a situation or a room full of people. Like, is all that energy in there? Does that align with where I'm at right now? Sometimes it's beyond you. We need to be able to have those type of conversations with ourselves, because that's going to ensure we are stepping in the right directions. Like, you know how people are like, oh, I just need a sign that I'm doing the right thing. No, cousin, I know from how I'm moving and the connections that I have going on and the way that people do not play with me. People value the conversation that I have, that I'm moving in the right path. There is no sign that needs to come from that. It's all about the habits I've created. It's all about the way people are connecting to me, the boundaries I've set. But so I felt like I got into y'all ass a little bit. Let me go ahead and lighten the situation. I got a game. I got a game. So this is going to be, this game is called Connection or No Connection. So I'm going to throw a couple scenarios out, and I need you guys to tell me if this is a connection or a non-connection, okay? And I feel like we can chop about it. Like, I feel like everybody's perception is going to be a little bit different. Again, I may feel like the rogue cousin to you guys, like the one that's going to tell the whole family how it is, because I am. I don't play with people playing with me. So I might be the rogue cousin here, but I need to give you guys the...
Start back with it. I might be the wrong cousin.
Okay. Right now? Okay. So I might be the wrong cousin. I might be the rogue cousin that is going to go to war with everybody for how I feel about something. But I'm also the cousin that's not going to show up if I know I got to do all that. So again, that's me understanding my worth and me understanding that I'm not going to let nobody play with me. So let's jump into our game of connection or no connection. So number one, you have a coworker that you guys are work friends. You guys are work besties, okay? It comes down to it being your birthday. This is your work bestie. You've invited everybody. Everybody's excited. She doesn't come. She doesn't come. She doesn't have any explanation. She just doesn't come. When you see her Monday morning, she wants to fall back into things like everything's okay. Is that a connection or is that not a connection? I mean, it doesn't really take rocket science, cousin. Like, it's not really a connection. Like, you guys are strictly work friends and she doesn't value your life outside of that. And I'm going to say it on those terms because for your, like, a work bestie gets deep. You be 3-4 years in with your work bestie. Like, you guys don't eat without each other. You guys don't get coffee without each other. You guys go on your breaks, your walks, your everything. They know about your life. They knew your birthday was coming. You guys are work besties. And they don't have an explanation for why they didn't come. Not that they owe you one. Remember that, cousins. They didn't owe you one. Remember, we talked about that in the first episode. So they don't owe you one. But the fact that they don't even try or even try to make up for it, that is intentionally letting you know they are strictly just for work. They're there for that vibe. Anything outside of that is not for them. I don't feel like that's a real connection. We can be work friends. We can be all that. But like my birthday? Anyway. So, number two, connection or no connection. You start dating. You're on a dating app with this individual. They're doing everything you like, X, Y, Z. You set your intentions about the future of what you guys see there, but all of a sudden they just stop communicating effectively. They just start treating you however. I feel like a lot of the times when people are dating, they do go into like, ooh, he was doing this at first, he was doing that at first, she was doing this at first, she was doing that at first, but then it changes. Is that a real connection or is that a non-connection? It's not a connection. You shouldn't change up what you're doing just based on the longevity of something. A lot of the times people feel like, oh, I already got the person, I don't need to do this anymore. Yes, you do. Yes, you do. And if that individual isn't allowing you to treat them as such, they don't understand their worth. And you both can't afford that connection. That's not just a one-sided thing. You both cannot afford that connection. One of you is tuned out of the other one's emotions, and the other one is so hung up on not standing on their boundaries, now they're unhappy. That is not a connection. Number three, you and your siblings, you guys go out, you guys get something really nice for your mom. You guys all kind of like piece up and decide, let's put together parts of this gift for mom. A part that represents me, you, them, her, whatever. We throw this together. Is that a connection or is that not a connection? That would be a connection. You guys individually had enough love and enough concern and love and want in your heart that first of all, you guys wanted to do this as a unit, but then you guys came in with separate parts, meaningful parts. That's very much a connection, not just to the individuals involved, but to the individual that it was for. True intention. But that is it for our game, you guys. I just want to make sure that you guys are really understanding the theme here, right? I don't want to be the rogue cousin. I don't want to be the off the wall ass, I'm just going to say what the fuck I want. But I am, because at the end of the day, this is my life. This is my life. I'm not saying anything that's wrong. I'm not saying anything. I mean, obviously verbiage can be a little derogatory to who it's derogatory to, but I really want you guys to understand standing in intention. You don't have to, like, we're grown. We're not at the point of like, ain't nobody putting belt to ass. You know what I'm saying? You probably will go to jail now if you do too much, but Stand in your intentions, stand in your boundaries, stand in the connections that are for you and that are not for you, and stop involving yourself with people that can't afford you, period. Not just money, energy. You can't be around people that just always just negative and you're the positive and they want you to be around. Because chances are when you leave those situations, you feel drained. You need a disconnect. You need a break from social media. Why does it get there? Stop involving yourself in situations like that. I get taking a social media cleanse, but a lot of times the people that want to take the social media cleanse is due to the fact that you have so much other sucking energy around you. It's not even social media a lot of the times. It's everything else going on around you, everything that you are associating yourself with, the food that you're putting into your body. We're going to get on that, cousins. We're going to get on the fact that we be putting a lot of stuff in our body that contribute to the way we feel about shit. And then we want to throw it on something else. No, you have poor eating habits and you've consumed coffee all day. You've smoked nothing but a blunt and 3 cigarettes. I would be in an uproar as well also. Chemical balance all through the roof. Y'all don't drink water. That's for another episode though, cousins. Stay with me, okay? I, again, want you guys to know, year of intention, y'all gotta cut the bullshit though. Y'all gotta cut the bullshit, and you have to cut the bullshit with yourself first and foremost. If you allow yourself to be a bullshitter and you allow yourself to you have grace where you was really procrastinating, grace over accountability. We're going to talk about that one too, cousin. Please stay with me. Season 4, I'm cooking, okay? I'm cooking. I need you guys to know I'm not finna be enabling you guys. I am not going to be sitting here holding your hand through bullshit we've already talked about. Cousin, stand up. Stand up. I'm not holding your hand. These episodes are here though. If you got to watch it over and over. If you got to remember, I'll be sitting here like, fix it. Fix it. Fix it, cousins. We can't get to the next levels without doing this work first. This work is so necessary. So, I love you guys. Thank you so much. Make sure y'all stay tuned. Season 4, I'm chopping. I'm chopping off heads. I'm chopping, okay? Make sure y'all stay with me. Like, comment, subscribe, and share. Please share, guys. You guys are not the only ones that need to hear this information. But I will see you guys next week for another episode of Spill It with Meesh. Love you guys.